beer money is not only the term used for money that's specifically dedicated to buying beer, especially in Canada. It is also the name of a forgotten made-for-TV film. Now, in all honesty, how many made-for-TV films actually do get remembered, right? Because when Beer Money came out in 2001, it was just a TV movie of the week. People forgot about it almost right away, and I had also forgotten about it until just a couple months ago. So the movie is in full on YouTube, and it still has all the commercial breaks in it. I don't know how many times it was actually shown on TV, but I do remember, like me living up in Canada, the pay-per-view channels would sometimes show some TV movies of the week. And I thought that Beer Money had kind of a silly concept because these regular guys in this rinky-dink town find this cute little alien dude. And of course, they try to exploit it, and the alien dude really gets on their nerves. But, you know, I hadn't thought about it in so many years. And then, almost 25 years. Then, a couple months ago, finally rediscovered it. Felt like seeing it again. And I can comfortably say that although Beer Money is not a good film, I do think that it had some potential to be a cult classic and an enjoyable film where people could be like a poke fun at, almost like a so bad it's good sort of thing, a guilty pleasure sort. Because let's face it, the movie's premise and the way that everything comes together, there's no way that it was going to be a good movie, really. So, the movie stars Mark Paul Gosselaar as the lead. So that's another reason why I kind of had my hopes up for this after such a long dry spell. In 2001, I didn't watch Saved by the Bell, and now that I know more of Mark Paul Gosselaar's work, and I've seen all the episodes of Saved by the Bell, I thought it was going to be at least passable, but nope. He plays this dude who gets out of his small town and tries to make it big on TV, gets a job as a weatherman, doesn't work out for him. So he's stuck, stranded back in his hometown, where nothing good ever happens, and there's just boredom galore. In fact, whenever they showed the town, it's super duper cloudy and just murky. That's one of the reasons why I didn't think that this film was any good, because it's so dark and dingy that you want some daylight. You want to be able to see things a lot better, have better cinematography. I mean, like it's kind of an overcast day right now, but it's nowhere near as bad as how it is in Beer Money. So he reconnects with this girl that he used to like back in high school. One of his stoner buddies who hasn't really amounted to anything, and one of his geeky buddies that also hasn't really amounted to anything. One day, this alien spaceship lands, and there's this really adorable little alien creature dude that comes out, and what they decide to do is sell him to one of those tabloid TV shows so that they can get fame and fortune. Because that's really all they want. They just want money for things, especially beer and drugs and women. And the more things keep unfolding, the more accidents end up happening, the more these dumb guys end up getting themselves into trouble. It keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. The better the movie does get. But at the same time, it never really does reach its full potential. The love story in this movie with Mark Paul and the girl, it is pretty good, because he realizes that what he wants most in the world is in that small town. But at the same time, as someone who's lived like his entire life in a small town, like those kinds of places, it's good if you have your own business or if you commute to a nearby bigger place, because if you're in a small town like that, you're gonna be bored to death. So yeah, I thought that was a flaw with the romance story. But other than that, the way that the chemistry between the two of them actually was pretty good. I did like that, even though I didn't love it. That it was okay. And then there was the whole bit with the little alien dude that they end up naming Greenie. Greenie is adorable. He's like a turtle-y, lizardy ET sort. And yeah, the way that he's able to bounce off of the humans, it's kind of funny, but I would say there's like not enough of Green, not enough of the exploitation. Because when the movie is happening and Greenie is bouncing off of everyone, it is kind of funny, but it's kind of over much too soon. So even though the movie doesn't really have really a whole lot going for it, other than just like a dopey idea for a TV movie of the week, I do think that if it had like maybe one more rewrite to it, then it would have been able to reach cult status and be so bad that it's good. But unfortunately, Beer Money is not. So I'll give it 2.5 stars out of 4. So a thumbs down.